What if I told you that Lagos Island's biggest heartbreaker was actually running from the deepest pain imaginable? This is the story of Chike, a man whose charm was built on childhood arches. In the bustling streets of Victoria Island, everyone knew Chike Okafor, designer, agbada, Mercedes-Benz, and a different woman every weekend at Quilop's nightclub. His friends called him Chairman of Hearts, but what they didn't see was the terrified 8-year-old boy hiding behind those confident eyes. Chike wasn't born a player, he was made into one in the most painful way possible. When Chike was 8, living with his grandmother in Mushin, while his parents worked in Abuja, his trusted auntie Ngozi, the woman everyone respected, the one who sold provisions and helps neighborhood children with homework, began touching him in ways that made his stomach hurt with confusion and fear. It started with special bath when grandmother went to market. Then came the touching that felt wrong, the things she made him do to her that no child should ever know about. She would pull him into her room during afternoon naps, lock the door, and steal pieces of his innocence while whispering lies about love. She continued to do this every time, touching him in places she shouldn't, making him do things he shouldn't. "This is our secret in there," she would say in Igbo after violating him. "If you tell anyone, your parents will never come back for you. They will say you are a bad boy and leave you here forever." For 8 long months, that little boy endured sexual abuse, too scared and confused to speak up, carrying shame that wasn't his to bear. When his parents finally returned and moved the family to Lekki, Chike thought his nightmare was over. But some wounds don't heal just because you change locations. As Chike grew up, he buried that scared boy deep inside. He became the star footballer at King's College, Lagos. Then the guy who could charm any girl at university parties. But inside, he felt dirty, worthless, like damaged goods that should be eaten away. When girls started paying attention in his teens, something clicked. If I can make them want me, maybe I am not as broken as I feel. By 25, Chike was living a double life. Executive at a top telecommunications company by day, heartbreaker by night. Every weekend at Get Arena or Escape nightclub, charming beautiful women who fell for his mysterious Lagos Island bad boy persona would always stick around in. Aduni, the banker who genuinely cared, lasted 3 months before he ghosted her. Fumi, the fashion designer who saw through his walls, got 2 months before he disappeared. Kemi, who made him feel what real love could be like, got exactly 4 weeks before he panicked and ran to another woman's bed. His boys thought he was living every Nigerian man's dream. Chike was drowning in his own personal hell, using conquest to numb pain that wouldn't go away. The wake-up call came on in Lagos morning, heavy with harmattan dust. Chike was in his Banana Island apartment, staring at his phone. Kemi had sent one last message. "I don't know what demon you are fighting, but I pray you find peace, Chike." For the first time in 17 years, he looked in the mirror and didn't see the smooth Lagos playboy. He saw his father's eyes. He saw the little boy who used to dream of becoming a pilot, who believed adults were protectors, not predators. That's when it hit him. I'm not the monster. She was. Finding help in Lagos wasn't easy. Mental health wasn't something Nigerian men discussed openly, but Dr. Amaka Okonkwo, a trauma specialist who had studied abroad and returned home, had heard stories like this before. "The first thing you must understand," she told him in perfect Igbo English mix, "wetin happen no be your fault. You were a child. She was the adult. That shame where you carry, it belonged to her, not you." Those words cracked something open in Chike that had been locked for decades. Healing wasn't easy in a culture that often swept such things under expensive rugs, but Chike found others carrying similar wounds. Successful professionals who looked perfect on the outside but were broken within. They met quietly, shared their stories, and learned they weren't alone. 2 years into therapy, Chike encountered Kemi at Terra Culture during a book reading. The old Chike would have charmed his way back, made promises he couldn't keep, then vanished again. This Chike did something revolutionary for a big boy. He was vulnerable. "I owe you the truth," he said simply. About why I ran. They talked for hours over palm wine and pepper soup in a quiet corner of yellow chili. Chike told her everything. His childhood trauma, his pattern of running, the healing work he was doing. He didn't ask for another chance. He just wanted her to understand. "You know," Kemi said finally, "your eyes are different now. That angry, scared look is gone." 5 years later, Chike runs support groups for trauma survivors in his area. He speaks at churches and youth programs, breaking the silence around childhood abuse in Nigerian communities. He tells them what no one told him. It wasn't your fault. You are not damaged goods. You don't have to carry this shame alone. He and Kemi, they took it slow, really slow. It took time before he could be truly vulnerable. Longer still before he believed she could love all of him, including the broken parts. They married 3 years after. In a beautiful ceremony, Chike still has difficult days, but he doesn't run anymore. He's learned that real love isn't about conquest or proving your worth. It's about being truly seen and accepted anyway. Today, when young men come to him broken by their past, carrying shame that isn't theirs, Chike tells that scared boy inside you deserves better than shame. Healing is possible. Real love is possible, but it starts with the hardest step, admitting you deserve better. The Lagos playboy who broke every heart learned the most important lesson of all. The way out of darkness isn't through another person's bed. It's through facing the pain you've been running from and learning to love yourself the way you should have been loved from the beginning. If you or someone you know needs help, please reach out to mental health professionals in your area. Organizations like the Mentally Aware Nigerian Initiative provide resources and support. You are not alone.